Once thought to be immortal, these iron beasts that dominated American fields must now rest silently in museums. Not because they are old or broken, but because of a secret hidden beneath their powerful steel exteriors. They are simply too dangerous to exist. Thousands of farmers have shed tears saying goodbye to their loyal companions, all for the sake of safety. In today's video, we'll tell the story of 10 legendary machines that were purged from modern agriculture, revealing the shocking reasons they couldn't survive. Are you ready? Don't take your eyes off the screen, and remember to subscribe to the channel to uncover this secret and leave a comment about your dream tractor. When the dawn of the 70s arrived, a new breeze named the Kubota L175 swept across small farms. Compact, flexible, and powerful enough for any garden task, the L175 became the ideal companion for thousands of farmers. Yet within that humble exterior lay a fatal flaw. Produced in an era when safety was not yet a top priority, the L175 lacked a vital protective shield, a rollover protective structure, ROPS. There are countless heartbreaking stories of sudden rollovers when the tractor was working on slopes, turning a lifeless companion into a harbinger of death without warning. The absence of a ROPS on the Kubota L175 was not a design error, but a reality of its time. However, when OSHA's labor safety regulations began to take effect in the mid-1970s, tractors without ROPS like the L175 became outlaws. Their chassis were not designed to withstand the forces of a rollover, making retrofitting ROPS both impossible and dangerous. The only choice for farmers was to replace this reliable machine with a new model that was fully equipped with regulation-compliant safety features, despite the original's durability. Today, the Kubota L175 still exists, but only as a symbol of a bygone era. It is no longer a commercial work tool, but has become a nostalgic collector's item. Its story is a valuable reminder. In a constantly evolving industry, convenience cannot outweigh safety. The L175 is gone, making way for safer machines, but its lesson will forever remain. From the heart of Germany, the Deutz D9006 emerged like an unbeatable tank. Known for its incredibly durable air-cooled engine, this tractor could operate non-stop without fear of overheating. Its 86 horsepower was the pride of every farmer who owned it, helping to handle the heaviest tasks in the fields. However, that very power came with an unforgivable sin: noise. The roar from the D9006 air-cooled engine could be deafening, exceeding safe noise limits and causing permanent hearing damage to the operator. As the world began to pay more attention to worker health, safety regulations, especially regarding noise exposure levels, became increasingly strict. The Deutz D9006's roar often exceeded the 90 dB limit allowed by OSHA, turning it into a hearing destroyer in the workplace. This forced farmers to wear continuous personal protective equipment or limit their working hours, affecting their work efficiency. Additionally, like its contemporaries, the D9006 also lacked a ROPS, making it an unacceptable dual hazard. Today's commercial agricultural life demands machines that are not only powerful but also safe and operator-friendly. Deutz quickly replaced the D9006 with new models featuring quieter engines, sound-insulated cabs, and standard ROPS. The D9006 is now just a relic from an era where power was traded for comfort and safety. Its departure is a profound reminder that a machine can win every race, but it cannot win against the regulations of its time. The White 135, a field boss workhorse from the 70s, was a symbol of luxury and power in the fields. With its modern cab and impressive diesel engine, this tractor promised a comfortable and efficient farming life. But ironically, it was its very heart, the powerful diesel engine, that caused it to be left behind by its own era. The White 135's engine, produced before the environmental age, spewed out a cloud of toxic black smoke filled with particulate matter and nitrogen oxides. These were the ghosts of pollution that crept into the air, harming the environment and public health. When the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, awakened and enacted tier emission standards in the mid-90s, Every non-road diesel machine had to face a rigorous inspection. The white 2-to-135's engine had no emission control systems and was unable to meet the strict Tier 1 standards. Retrofitting an old engine to meet the standards was almost technically and financially impossible. As a result, a machine that was once the master of the field had now become an outlaw and had to give up its position. Although the white 2-135 is still beloved by fans for its impressive looks and respectable performance, its role in commercial agriculture has ended. It had to make way for new generations of tractors equipped with green technology, which are more friendly to our planet. Its disappearance is a declaration that performance is no longer the only factor in evaluating a machine. Environmental responsibility is the new standard that determines its fate. In the mid-60s, the Oliver 1750 emerged as a model of innovation. With its powerful engine and advanced hydraulic system, it helped farmers perform fieldwork faster and more efficiently than ever before. However, that technical excellence couldn't hide a fundamental flaw: the absence of a ROPS. While it was considered an optional feature at the time, most 1750s left the factory without this vital protective device, putting the operator in a game of chance with death. When OSHA began applying strict safety regulations, the Oliver 1750 became one of the first tractors to be placed on the blacklist for commercial agriculture. The reason was simple: a lack of a ROPS and the inability to add one. Their chassis were not designed to withstand the forces of a rollover, and reinforcing them to install a ROPS could damage the machine's structure. Some studies even showed that improper installation could be more dangerous. As a result, most Oliver 1750s without a ROPS were banned from use in commercial agricultural operations. The Oliver 1750 is now only found in collections or on small farms where it doesn't have to face the strict regulations of the commercial agricultural industry. Its story is a heartbreaking reminder that no matter how powerful and advanced a machine is, if it cannot protect its operator, it cannot survive. Its departure opened a new era where safety is no longer an option, but a mandatory requirement. With its enclosed and comfortable cab, the Case 930 truly earned the name Comfort King. This tractor brought a completely new driving experience for farmers, protecting them from dust, harsh sun, and rain. But ironically, it was this crown that caused it to be dethroned. The 930 Comfort King's cab was not designed to withstand the forces of a rollover, and when an accident occurred, instead of protecting, it could turn into a death trap, collapsing and crushing the operator inside. Although the cab provided a false sense of security, it could not meet the strict ROPS standards that OSHA later enacted. Legally, this tractor was still considered to have no ROPS, making it illegal for commercial agricultural operations. Furthermore, the Case 930 Comfort King's diesel engine, produced before EPA tier emission standards came into effect, was also an environmental culprit. The black smoke and pollutants it emitted were no longer acceptable. As a result, the former king had to abdicate, making way for new generations of tractors that were not only powerful and comfortable but also safe and environmentally friendly. The Case 930 Comfort King is now a vivid testament to how progressive a design can be, but if it doesn't comply with safety regulations, it cannot survive. Its story is an example of how a design once considered progressive can become an obstacle when industry standards change. When the Massey Ferguson 65 appeared in the late 50s, it created a new wave in agriculture. Compact yet powerful, this tractor was famous for its exclusive Ferguson hydraulic system, which helped farmers perform fieldwork with high precision and efficiency. However, like other machines of its era, the Massey Ferguson 65 was born in a time when safety was not a priority. Without a ROPS and a seatbelt, it became a ticking time bomb in the fields, with a high center of gravity that made it prone to rollovers when working on rough terrain. When OSHA's safety regulations were enacted, the Massey Ferguson 65 was placed on the blacklist for commercial agriculture. The lack of a ROPS and a seatbelt made it a machine with a high potential for fatal accidents in case of a rollover. While some aftermarket ROPS kits were later produced for it, installing them on a tractor not designed to withstand rollover forces was very dangerous. Furthermore, its engine also failed to meet EPA emission standards, making it even more environmentally obsolete. The Massey Ferguson 65 is now just a legacy, a source of pride for collectors. Its story is a reminder that a machine can create a revolution in one era, but if it cannot adapt to new standards, it will be left behind. Its departure is proof that the modern agricultural industry has prioritized human lives and environmental protection above all else. With its unique hydrostatic drive, the International Harvester 656 brought a major change to agriculture. The ability to change speed infinitely helped the operator control the machine precisely and smoothly, making it an indispensable tool for tasks requiring meticulousness. However, like many machines of its time, the 656 was born before the safety era, and the absence of a ROPS and a seatbelt sealed its fate. When OSHA's regulations were enacted, the 656 became one of the tractors stripped of its rights from commercial agricultural operations. Although many still loved it for its durability and performance, the risk of a fatal rollover was too high a price to pay. Installing an aftermarket ROPS was not a safe option, leaving farmers to face a difficult decision. Moreover, its engine also failed to meet EPA emission standards, making it even more obsolete. The International Harvester 656 is now a legacy, a reminder that convenience and performance cannot compensate for a lack of safety. Although it is still loved by many collectors and enthusiasts, its role in professional agriculture has ended. Its story is a testament that in the technology race, only the safest machines can survive. The Allis-Chalmers WD-45, one of the icons of American agriculture, made its name in the 50s. It was famous for its unique rear-wheel drive and powerful gasoline engine, which helped perform farm tasks efficiently. However, the WD-45's design had a fatal flaw. Its center of gravity was too high and its chassis was not strong enough, making it extremely prone to rollovers when working on slopes or pulling heavy loads. By the 70s, when OSHA safety standards were implemented, the Allis-Chalmers WD-45 had become a potential hazard. The lack of a ROPS and a seatbelt made it unusable in a commercial setting. Another issue was that installing a ROPS on the WD-45 was almost impossible. The machine's chassis was too weak to withstand the weight and forces of a rollover, and reinforcing it would damage the machine's structure. Therefore, the WD-45 was eliminated from professional agricultural operations. The Allis-Chalmers WD-45 is now a relic from a bygone era when technology and safety were not yet balanced. Although it is still loved by many enthusiasts, its role in commercial agriculture has ended. Its story is a reminder that no matter how powerful a machine is, it cannot win against the regulations of its time. The Ford 8N, one of the most successful tractors in history, changed the face of small-scale agriculture. Compact, easy to use, and affordable, hundreds of thousands of 8Ns were produced from the 40s to the 50s, becoming a companion to countless farmers. However, its humble exterior concealed a major risk. The Ford 8N lacked a ROPS and had a high center of gravity, which made it very prone to rollovers when working on uneven terrain or when pulling heavy loads improperly. When OSHA safety standards were enacted in 1976, the Ford 8N became a culprit in the eyes of regulators. The lack of a ROPS and a seatbelt led to it being banned from commercial agricultural operations. Furthermore, installing a ROPS on the 8N was a major challenge. The machine's chassis was not strong enough to withstand the forces of a rollover, and reinforcing it would damage the machine's structure. Therefore, the 8N was eliminated from professional agricultural operations. The Ford 8N is still collected and used for personal purposes by many, but its role in commercial agriculture has ended. Its story is a reminder that while a machine might be a legend to a generation, it must comply with safety standards to survive. Its disappearance is a testament to how the evolution of technology and safety awareness has changed our perspective on agriculture. The John Deere 4020, produced from the 60s, is one of the most successful and iconic tractors in American agricultural history. It was famous for its reliability, power, and superior performance. However, models of the 4020 produced before 1970 lacked a ROPS, a serious omission by modern standards. Although John Deere quickly offered ROPS as an option later on, many older 4020s were still in operation without this critical protective device. When OSHA's safety standards were enacted, the 4020s without a ROPS became targets of the regulations. The lack of a ROPS and a seatbelt led to it being banned from commercial agricultural operations. While some people attempted to install aftermarket ROPS, this was very difficult and expensive, and did not guarantee absolute safety. Additionally, the 4020's engine, designed before the EPA era, also failed to meet later tier emission standards. Nevertheless, the John Deere 4020 is still considered a legendary machine by many due to its durability and superior performance. It has become a valuable collector's item and is sought after by many old tractor enthusiasts. Its story is a reminder that sometimes even the best machines must give way to those that are safer and more environmentally friendly. Despite their power and durability, these 10 tractors had to succumb to strict regulations. From the rollover-prone Ford 8N, the polluting engine of the White 2 135, to the deafening noise of the Deutz D9006, all were victims of progress. Their departure is a powerful statement. In the modern world, performance is no longer the only factor. Safety and environmental responsibility are the ultimate standards. If you found this video great and meaningful, be sure to subscribe to the channel right now so you don't miss out on other fascinating stories.